Welcome to In Her Voice. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am passionate about helping women live authentically by listening to their inner voice. Get ready to be inspired by women of all walks of life that have set aside their should-bes and not good enoughs and are standing in their true voice, the voice of wisdom that each and every one of us has inside. Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Covert, and you are listening to In Her Voice. And I just want to say thank you so much for just letting me pop into your ears for a few minutes today. I don't know if you really know how much that means to me, but it means the world, and I really appreciate you, and I'm so full of gratitude for you. Today, in this really short episode, I am just going to be revisiting perfectionism. And, I have done an episode on perfectionism before, quite a while ago. And the funny thing about perfectionism is it comes back around. What do you know? If you are a recovering perfectionist like me, oftentimes the things that you think you're done with, that you've done the work on, that you've let go of, that you burned off, they come back. And instead of getting down on yourself or beating yourself up about that, I really believe that the best thing that we can do is use those times as opportunities to learn again and to learn deeper just how important our true values are to us. And when I say values, I really mean that. Like, for me, understanding that I am not perfect, that I never will be perfect, that there's no requirement for me to be perfect is a value. That's something that goes to the core of me. And it's something that I believe in so deeply. And so in those moments where my brain goes back into the default roads, so to speak, those default routes that it likes to take so easily, and it leans itself back into perfectionism, I have to remind myself, this is my value. It's kind of like if you have a value to be an honest person and to not steal things, and you found a wallet in the middle of the road and it had $300 in it, of course, it would be tempting to keep that money. No one's going to know, right? But it goes against your values and it doesn't feel right. And I feel that when it comes to perfectionism, we really need to be that serious about fighting it in our lives and about really upholding the idea that we are worthy with all our flaws, with all of our imperfections, with our strengths and our weaknesses. And the reason that I'm talking about this today is because I'm recording this on January 24th, so the end of January. And oftentimes we get really excited at the beginning of January, and we'll make resolutions or intentions and we'll set our goals for the year. And then, real life hits us and it's hard. And so I'm going to be really super transparent with you guys. One of the things that I decided to do this month, and I spoke about it on Instagram in my stories some at the beginning of the year, was to do 30 days of not going on Instagram before I did my daily self-care. And by daily self-care for me, that's journaling, gratitude, affirmations, and sometimes meditation. So I promised myself that I would not do that for 30 days. I would wait until that was done to go onto Instagram. And that included weekends, which probably is the hardest time for me to do that, to really follow through and do that. And I was really strong at the beginning of the year. I had like 8 days straight that I didn't do it. And I was really proud of myself. And then I missed a day. And I was like, it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to get back on the path and I'm going to do what I asked myself to do. And then I had a couple of days in a row where I was really great, and I held fast to my commitment to not go on Instagram until my morning self-care was done. And then I fell off the wagon again. And this time it was for longer. I mean, honestly, you guys, I have not held true. And there are two things that come up for me when I think about this. First of all, this is something that I really want to start implementing in my life because I started to recognize the pull of Instagram for me away from the things that I should be doing, that I want to be doing, that I need to be doing. And I would find myself, spending a long time just scrolling or watching stories or making my own stories and not doing the things that were actually the most important to me. And so the reason that I made that decision was because of that. And as I fell back away from that decision, it was really interesting because what I noticed was, despite the fact that I would still maybe jump on Instagram really quick before I did any of my gratitude journaling or whatnot, that I had a much better awareness of how long I was on it because I had set that intention. And so despite the fact that I was not perfect or even close to perfect in my execution of my goal of not doing that, the intention was still strong and it still really helped me. So it was just, for me, this really powerful realization of the fact that despite the fact that I wasn't perfect, I was still able to reach down into that intention that I set and really see that come to fruition, if you will, because now I am not spending as much time on Instagram. And when I do, I'm very conscious of the fact that I could fall into that place where I'm mindlessly scrolling. And I know that we've all been there. If it's not Instagram for you, it could be Facebook or something else. So I just share this with you guys, first of all, to let you know, if you set a resolution or a goal and you haven't been true to that yet, it's okay. Like, don't beat yourself up. That is not going to be helping anything. You're not going to win any prizes if you do your 30 days or you don't do your 30 days. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be proud of yourself if you are able to commit and stick to something that you said. So there's really this fine line of wanting to do the thing, but finding that maybe it was too restrictive for you and that you weren't able to follow through with that. And the danger of being in a place where you're too restrictive with yourself is that you just give up completely and you revert back to the very place that you were trying to get yourself out of. And that's why I feel like when we give ourselves permission to not be perfect, when we give ourselves permission to make mistakes, and when we are very clear about what our intentions are, that is a really powerful combination, especially for people like me who are recovering perfectionists. I have to be willing to mess up. I have to give myself that permission because oftentimes I'll be like, well, there's no way I can do that. I just won't do it. That's how I used to be. And now I've realized I can't live my life like that. That goes against my values of acknowledging that I am worthy today, whether or not I do anything. My worth does not increase by what I do, and it does not decrease by what I don't do. It's innate. It's part of me, and it's there forever. And I must acknowledge that and move forward, always knowing that as I evolve into my higher self, there will be times when I'm not perfect. So many times. But yet I am always worthy. There will be times when I make mistakes, but yet I am always worthy. There will be times when I don't follow through on my goal. Still, I am worthy. If this is something that you find yourself struggling with, you guys, first of all, know you're not alone. I'm here with you. I'm on this journey. We can do this work together. And so I wanted to share with you today that I have a course, a 4-week online course called, wait for it, Overcoming Perfectionism. And a lot of the stuff that I talked about today is just an intro into what I talk about in the course. But this course is for you if you find yourself struggling with this, if you find yourself beating yourself up, or find yourself in a place of not even willing to start something because you know you won't be able to follow through because of your track record or whatever. You're like, well, if it can't be perfect, forget it. This is for you. And I'm running a special on overcoming perfectionism from now until the end of the month, just for you, for all of you who are feeling down because maybe you haven't followed through on your New Year's resolution, or if you're just really feeling like you're ready to try a new way, of existing in this world that allows you to make mistakes and still love yourself while you're doing it. So if this sounds like something you need, head on over to kellycovert.com/perfectionism. And there should be a link right in whatever app you are listening to this podcast in. And I am going to be running this until the end of the month for only $29. Super reasonable. You get 4 videos, you get some worksheets, you get some emails, and if you follow through, and even if you just watch a videos, you're going to get something out of it. Even if you just do a couple of the exercises, you will get something out of it. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's yours forever. So you can always come back to it, do it at your own pace. And of course, I'm here for support. So you can reach out to me, email me. This is my month of connection, and I'd love to hear from you, kelly@kellycovert.com. And you can follow what I'm doing on Instagram at Kelly J. Covert. I am doing quite a few live stories, you guys, which I love doing, sharing little bits and pieces of my day, my aha moments that I discover throughout my life. And I just love doing that. And also, you just get a lot of me. You get a lot of me with no makeup and to use a great filter a lot. But I'd love to connect with you over there. So check out my course, Overcoming Perfectionism, kellycovert.com/perfectionism. It's only $29 through the end of January 2018. And please reach out to me. Let me know what you're struggling with when it comes to perfectionism in your life. I always like to hear this because I think that it's so important for us to pull on each other and to be there for each other. And I want to be there for you. So I'm so grateful for spending some time with you today. Thank you. And don't ever, ever forget, you are worthy.